It's New Year's Eve 2025. I've just come down for a walk through Westwood. It's a bit of a foggy morning. I've waited a bit to see if the sun would perhaps come through, burn this off a bit. It's pretty cold. I don't think it's going to. Morning, thank you. That's the little valley. That was the little river back there. The valley runs through, all wooded. We're going up out the other side. Beech trees here with an understory of holly. A few silver birches as well. You see here the foghorns in the distance. I don't know if you can hear that. This is an access road that was built back in the 70s, because this area here was a municipal tip. I worked on the dust carts for a couple of years in the late 70s. So they built this access road, I remember well. We used to come through here on the dust cart to unload. When I first started, they were still using the, what we used to call the old tip, which was straight on here. And then once they'd finished that one, they started this one off to the left. All long finished now. Back in the 80s they finished it. And when I first used to come here, there was a lake here. Because I think they'd extracted gravel. So it was a lake, and then they filled it up with all the municipal rubbish. And they finished it, capped it all off, planted it up, and that's what we have today. They planted it up with wildflower mixes, so in the spring you have cowslips and all sorts growing here. It's just all returned back to nature gradually. Let's have a look, walk through the woods. There's a yew tree there, young one, growing up next. I think that's an oak. He'll probably outlive the oak. Come back in 1,000 years, he may still be there. Another one here. I've always called this the oak woodland because there's lots of mature oaks through here. Another yew there. Never particularly noticed that before. Yeah, there's lots of fairly young yew trees through here. There's another one. Yeah, mainly oak through here, understory of holly. Get lots of varieties in holly. This one's got hardly any spines on the leaves at all. Doesn't really look like holly, but it is. There we are. You see from that leaf, if you can see it. Yeah, so lots of lovely mature oaks. Lovely walk through here. Not many people about today. Usually get a few dog walkers, but you don't get too many people through here. If you want a bit of peace and quiet, this is the sort of place to come. It's good. It's within 15 minutes of where we live. Ideal. A little beech tree there. In the spring, lots of bluebells through here. It's a good bluebell wood. Come along late April, beginning of May. It's the time nowadays for the bluebells. It's getting earlier now with climate change. Dark in amongst the oak, the holly. Own little microclimate in where the holly is quite dense like that. Not much grows, not much light gets through. You don't get much growing in there. Beech trees. Lovely mature beech tree. I've never seen many deer in here, but deer must move through and being here, grazing it. A few dog walkers coming up now. Morning, Happy New Year. I saw you the other week, didn't I? No, it's a bit gloomy. I was waiting to see if the sun might sort of burn it off, but that's right. I know it's too cold, I think. Morning, Happy New Year. There's a lovely old oak tree coming up. It always amazes me, these boughs, the weight that they must be. The pressure on these joints where they join the tree. Amazing. They do break off. There's one further down where they've broken off. They do break off sometimes, but forces that are involved. Lots of paths through here, so you can spend hours actually walking around. Quite easy to get lost if you're not sure of your direction and just wander around aimlessly. Oh, there's another dog. Morning, Happy New Year.
Morning, yes, beautiful.
Let's go this way. Right, now this ditch here, just walk up here a little way. This is an old conduit. It's bigger further up. It's an old conduit that was built back in the days of Netley Abbey. Netley Abbey is just over the other side of the hill here. And I think this must have been Abbey land. And they had a fish farm apparently, and this conduit was dug out to feed the fish farm. Of course, this is 1,000 years ago. It's all become, well, I don't know. It's all filled in now. But it's bigger down the other end. I'll have a look at that in a minute. It should have come that way. There, it carries on down and then round to the old ruined abbey. There's a lovely old oak tree there. I think this carries on through to Netley. I'm heading off sort of left. think we're heading towards Grange Road going along here. A lot of this is what's been planted up since the old tip was finished and capped. On the edge of the woodland, it all looks a bit different now. On the edge of the woodland there was a couple of wild service trees. There was a bigger one and then a smaller one. Very rare. I imagine they're still here. Well and truly off the path now. Which way shall I go? There's a teasel over there. That indicates it's quite wet, which I would agree with. There's a whole bed of teasels coming up here. Teasels, they're very spiky. That's what they used to get the wool out, where we get the word to tease from. They used to use it to tease out the wool, to get the fibres out for spinning, so I'm led to believe. The idea is that it's got little spikes on them, so it attaches to animals' fur, so the animals carry off the seeds, because that's the seed head. There we are. Oh, I've really come off the beaten track now. Right, there's a path here. Let's follow that back into the woods. See the lichen. See the lichen on the trees here. It's oak tree. When I've been walking in Scotland, the lichen just hangs in great clumps off the trees, so wet. Let's just follow back up here, see if I can show you the conduit where it's a bit more dramatic. Right, I hope this looks a bit more dramatic now. Quite steep there, so I don't want to fall down. So there you are. I think this was dug out a bit, back sort of in the 80s time. I think there was a section just cleared just to show more what it looked like. Yeah, we're probably going back, I don't know, 900 years. There you are, that was the conduit. I don't know who dug it out. I don't imagine it was the monks. Probably got the local unemployed to do it. Not that anyone was unemployed back in those days. Gives you some idea of what it looked like.